Hello and welcome to your messages for the week. Today is Sunday, the 27th of February 2022. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Deborah Jane Sutton, and you can find out more about me from my website at deborahjanesutton.com and from this YouTube channel. So have a good browse around it. Let's see what the cards are telling us, the messages that are coming through for today. We are still in February, so if you haven't already seen the messages for the month of February, I'll put a link in the description and the video in the end screen, because those messages are still relevant today. Okay, the cards are coming. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm going to stop there because 6 came out and I don't like to do too many. It looks like there's plenty of messages. Nope, there's another one that wants to come out. Okay. Oh no, now they're all going all over the place. Right, okay. So there's lots to say today. Or maybe I can just, maybe it's just, yeah, that's it. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 times 3, magic number. Okay. Actually, this is quite interesting. It does actually cover quite a few topics. So I might be referring you to other videos so I don't have to talk for too long. But the first one is the Page of Cups. Come on, Deborah, get it out. The Page of Cups. Wisdom. The fish symbolizes wisdom, and he symbolizes opportunities to express yourself from the heart, opportunities to go into the heart more. I want to say travel, but this journey is inward. Oh my goodness, now I've gone a bit shivery. So the Page of Cups is telling us that the journey we need to take now is definitely inwards. The answers we seek are definitely inwards. This is about heart, about going into your heart and finding the wisdom within you. This is about finding the wisdom within you. Okay. And he's come up first because now, this week, this month, this period of time, I don't think the messages that come through are limited just to the week that I'm reading them. So but this is about us having the opportunity, because pages are opportunities, to see things from a wiser perspective, to see things from a heart-centered perspective. That's really clear. The card that came after it is the Magician. It's the Alchemist. Okay. Transmuting lower frequencies into higher frequencies, transmuting lower emotions, transmuting lower consciousnesses by shining your light on them, by seeing them for what they are, and processing them by observing them without judgment. Oh gosh, now we're really getting there, aren't we? I can see what the message is. This is about us not judging things and understanding that we are the creator. Obviously, the Magician is he changes things, you know, just by the way he looks at things, the way he waves his magic wand or what have you. There is abundance to be had if you look at things from a different perspective. He has all the elements, so you have all the elements within you to find the magic. He's a magician. There's magic to be found. If you're not finding magic in your world, then this reading is for you. Because this is saying that there's magic to be found, and we have the sun. The sun is the light. The horse is positive movement forward. The child represents the inner child work. This is all about the work, the inner work, the inner child work, however you want to word it. You can, There's millions of ways of wording it. Eckhart Tolle calls it the pain body. It's about observing the pain body. It's about not judging the pain body. It's about releasing your trapped emotions. It's about identifying and releasing your limiting beliefs. It's about transmuting your negative emotions into positive. I think it's about looking at life from a higher level of consciousness and understanding that from a soul level, we've all chosen this path for fun. It's a game, and we've all chosen it, and we've got free will. And the more we use our free will to operate from love, which is what he's saying to do, and that's what this is, because sun is light, it's love, to operate from love and a place of love and a place of peace. That's the name of the game. But how do we do that when there's so much conflict going on? I'm quite surprised to see that the Five of Swords hasn't come up, but we do have the Five of Pentacles, which is scarcity. And obviously, if there's any conflict, then it implies that there's a scarcity of love. Because love is the answer. Very powerful card, one of the most powerful cards in the deck. We have the opportunity to see things from a wiser perspective, to create our reality, the reality that we're creating in our holographic projection. We have the ability to create a peaceful, loving one of light and positivity by understanding that we are the alchemist, we are the magician, and the way that we can shift those beliefs and those lower emotions is by looking at things from a higher level of consciousness. I really want to say that expanding your level of consciousness is your ticket out of this madness. Honestly, expanding your level of consciousness is your ticket out of this madness. And how do you expand your level of consciousness? How do you do that? It starts by raising your frequency. Raising your frequency. That's how you're going to expand your level of consciousness. How do you raise your frequency? Okay, if you're new to all of this and you're new to my channel, then I'm going to recommend my first book, Heal Yourself to Happiness. It's free. Okay, you don't have to pay for it. It's my gift to the world. It's free to download from my website at deborahjanesutton.com. You can find it on the homepage of deborahjanesutton.com. I'll put a link in the description. Because that book is all about how to raise your vibrations and to raise your frequency. Okay, and it is about affirmations and gratitude list and doing the inner work. When I say doing the inner work, we can release trapped emotions through the emotion code. I mean, again, if you're new to me, you don't know my passions for the emotion code, but check out my YouTube channel because you will see plenty about that. But it's not just that, it's processing the emotions. It doesn't matter how you do it. You can do it just through running in nature, walking in nature, doing your yoga, crying. You can do it in meditation. You can do it by whatever activity you love, whatever brings you joy. When you feel that need to cry, don't stop yourself. When you feel that desire to laugh, don't stop yourself. It's processing emotions, processing them so that they move out of your energy field. Because what's happened is we have become so dense. Okay, and that is the right word to use from an energy perspective. We've become dense with trapped emotions and with beliefs of fear, beliefs of not being worthy, beliefs of not being good enough, beliefs of being unlovable, beliefs that the world is an unsafe place, beliefs that we have to work really hard. I mean, beliefs that we're just not good enough, beliefs that attack is the best form of defense, beliefs that it's survival of the fittest, and beliefs that we have to fight for anything, because we don't have to fight for anything, right? And this is what I'll go quickly through this because this is an important point. There's your stand your ground. He's standing his ground. Courage and conviction. Okay, have courage and conviction of your own energy. Okay, your own beliefs, your own truth. Listen to yourself. That's what he's saying. Listen to yourself, not anything outside. This is all the outside. This is your old family, your old friends. This is the mainstream media, all telling you what to think and what to do and how to feel and what to believe, right? That's what this card is saying. And he's standing there with courage and conviction of, no, hold it all at bay. I'm going to go within. There's your nostalgia card. This is also the happiness that comes. There's a childhood thing going on with this card. So I'm going to interpret that as the inner child work. You know, release your resentments. This is about releasing your resentments, releasing your bitterness, releasing any feelings of rejection, anything from your childhood where you felt violated in any way whatsoever, or you felt unloved in any way whatsoever, on any scale. It doesn't matter. I'm going to recommend that you look at the Understanding Triggers video. I'll put a link in and I put it in the end screen, and the Path to Forgiveness video. Again, I'll put a link in the description and the video in the end screen, because this is about healing. And I've also got a guided meditation on inner child healing. So all of that is relevant. So that's what this card is saying. It's like, go back to the past and release these trapped emotions, release these emotions that you've been hanging on to, of bitterness and resentment and regret and whatever it is that you've been hanging on to, where you felt violated. It's about understanding that you created all of that yourself for the purpose of learning to love yourself. And if you were in any relationships whereby you didn't feel 100% loved and supported, then that is because the relationship was reflecting back to you your own lack of self-love. There is only you responsible. That is a big one, right, to take on board. And it's the same now with whatever's going on in the world and however you feel about things going on in the world. There is only you responsible. The next card, this is the Five of Pentacles. This is about scarcity. Now, scarcity cannot exist in your material world, in your physical world, if it doesn't first exist in your thinking, because thoughts become words, become things. Okay, the formless becomes the form. Okay, I'm going to use the word matter because we're talking energy all the time. But what matters to you in your thoughts is what becomes matter in your reality. That's a really important point. Whatever matters to you when in your thoughts, what you think about, what you believe, what you make a stand for, right? Like him, right? Whatever matters to you, you are going to create into matter. Okay? So that's a really important point. These are also, scarcity thinking is, again, what I was saying about not feeling good enough and all of this, thinking that you can't afford things, you haven't got enough time, scarcity thinking, just thinking, focusing on the lack rather than the love. So I'm going to recommend for this card, lots of homework today. You've got lots of homework today. I'm not going to be able to fit them all in the end screen, so you're going to have to look at the description. But I'm also going to put in my Change Your Beliefs, Change Your Life video, which is about installing positive beliefs using brain integration activities, because you can sit and do that on your own at home. That's what a lot of my videos are, you know, aimed at. I mean, obviously, if you want help with anything, then sign up to my 6-week online course or work with me on a one-to-one privately. The next card is the Emperor. Now, he is about stepping into your power. If you're ranting and raving about things going on in the outside world, you're losing energy. That's not you stepping into your power. Your power lies in your love. Your power lies in your frequency. Your power lies in your state of being. Your power lies in the peace that you can create within. That's what he's saying, right? And you've got opportunities to do it. He's also Aries, which is the end of March, beginning of April, because this is a really intensive time from now until then, a really intensive time for you to really take on board that the reality that you are creating, the life that you are creating, is a vibrational match to you. Right? It's really important to understand that, because if you're getting triggered, let's say by war and things like that, conflict, okay, if you're getting triggered and you're pointing fingers and blaming and being angry and upset and all of those emotions are being triggered within you from something outside, right? You have to remember the outside comes from the inside. That's what he's telling us. Remember, the outside comes from the inside. So you cannot be bothered by conflict outside of you if you do not already have conflict inside of you. Now, I think this is an interesting point with what's going on in the world at the moment, because it was the same with COVID. You know, some people were denying that it even existed. Some people were like, yeah, there's a virus, but it just didn't come into their reality. Some people had mild symptoms and it was like a cold or flu, and that's it. You know, that's okay. That happens, you know, part of life. Some people were really, really fearful, like really fearful of catching this virus. Some people had a horrific time. You know, their entire world was upside down, and the fear was, you know, kind of out of control. And it was, you know, they were creating all sorts of matter, I want to say, because the virus mattered to them so much. Okay, on a non-physical level, in their thoughts, their emotions, their beliefs. Okay, because it mattered so much, they created so much, you know, to the extent of a pandemic. Okay, so the pandemic affected people in so many different ways. Okay, some people weren't affected at all, and some people have just had their lives turned upside down, and everything in between, right? And the reason is, I'm coming back to it all the time, it depends on your level of consciousness. It totally depends on your frequency. If you're full of fear, you will create fearful matter. If you're full of peace, you will create peaceful matter. And there's a whole journey in between the two. And it does relate to your level of consciousness. And it's exactly the same with your view of war and conflict. Because if you have a lot of conflict within you, conflicting views with yourself, you know, this is about you arguing with yourself. This is about you not feeling good enough. This is about you not loving yourself. Okay? This is about you tormenting yourself with, I don't know, feeling guilty about things. And this is about you judging yourself and others. This is about you, right? Not having peace in your heart because you're continually conflicting ideas and thoughts and beliefs. You know, you're not happy with yourself. You don't love yourself 100%. This is the thing. I think the whole evolution journey is one of self-love, you know, loving ourselves unconditionally. The more we expand into more of who we are love and light beings. So the more we expand into more of who we are, the more of us there is to love. So it's an ongoing journey. Self-love is an ongoing journey, but it's one that if you haven't started already, you need to, although you wouldn't be watching this video if you hadn't started your self-love journey, I don't think. But my point is that it's a bit like the bully in the playground. Right, let's take the bully in the playground. Now, I was a teacher for 30 years, and so I was always telling the kids, you know, be kind to unkind people because they need it the most. Okay, be kind to unkind people because they need it the most. And when you look at the playground, and we've all been there, right, whether as the children ourselves or as parents or what have you, or teachers, bully is the one that doesn't love himself. The bully is the one that doesn't have that love and support and security from his family or from his environment. And he's got no self-worth. He has a low self-esteem. That's why he gets his self-esteem from inflicting his power or his whatever he's doing on others, because that makes him feel good, because he doesn't feel worthy. And very often he's jealous of his victims, isn't he? We know this. We're looking at children in the playground, right? So we know when you see a bully, you know that he's hurting. The bully is hurting inside. That's why, right? The thoughts and beliefs and emotions of hurt on a non-physical level, he is putting into matter. Okay, and by creating it in his outside world. But it starts with him, right? I mean, the way you can punish a bully, of course you can, and there are ways of teaching them, but obviously they need to understand love. It's all about self-love. I used to tell my kids in the classroom that if anyone said anything horrible to them in the playground or pushed them or anything like that, obviously, there's no tolerance of, physical violence, but if anyone said anything nasty, just take a breath and understand that they're coming from a place of lack of love, and just tell them that you love them. I mean, for a while, there was all these little kids like going up to bullies saying, I love you. But anyway, the point being, we need to look at it from a bigger point of view. I mean, it's the same whether we're looking at terrorists or, warmongers or whatever. It doesn't matter. Nasty people, it doesn't matter. It's the same principle. And it's consciousness. It's different consciousnesses. Now, if you're triggered by what's going on in you cannot be triggered unless it's within you. So this is why some people, again, we've got some people really severely being affected by war and conflict going on. We've got people pointing fingers, blaming. Okay, we've got people feeling resentful, bitter. We've got people mistrusting. We've got people saying the opposite. This one's in the wrong, that one's in the wrong. Okay, so we've got people seeing everything from different points of view. Of course, it's again like the playground. One child might hit another child, but no one saw it. Then that child retaliates, and that's the child that gets into trouble. I mean, there's all sorts of things like that, right? If you're looking at mainstream media, already you want to take everything with a pinch of salt, because I don't think mainstream media have produced an awful lot of truth lately. Bits and pieces here and there, but you have to measure the truth in your heart. We've said this before, and not just from mainstream media, also from alternative media. There's a lot of, it doesn't matter if people, information, misinformation, what's right, what's wrong, it's all irrelevant, because you are the creator. And you are creating your reality based on the emotions, the beliefs, and the thoughts that you have and the frequency of them. So you might be kind of thinking you're really awake to something, but if you're still hanging on to anger, bitterness, conflict, resentment, wanting revenge, I mean, and even like, if you want to create justice for someone else, that's interfering with other people's karma, right? If you think about when people go, I'm seeking justice for this, it's like, well, really, a lot of times, if you're desperate to seek justice on something, all you're desperate to do is to seek legal revenge. Depends on your, where you're coming from with that. But a lot of people think that legal revenge equals justice. And it's not like that, because everyone creates their own karma, and it's not up to us to create the karma of another. It's not up to us to get in the way of somebody else's soul path. And karma comes. Karma's an energetic reality. Okay, so everyone's going to get their karma, right? So we don't need to go around dishing out, that's just revenge. Retaliation, all these words are negative, are low frequency consciousnesses. They're not equating to peace and harmony, are they? So really, the conflict is within each and every one of us. And how much conflict we have will be displayed in what we create in our matter, right? So some people are in the thick of it, right? And some people are having a really, really bad time. Some people are really fearful and scared, and really experiencing the worst case of the situations. Other people are just aware of it, and their empathy and their compassion and their thinking, they're bringing it into their consciousness. So they're reading about it, looking at it, hearing people, bringing it into their consciousness, which will create it into matter. What you put your attention on will expand. Just think about that one as well. Think about that one. It's okay to talk about things. It's okay to have an opinion. It's okay, fine. But what you create is what you're putting your attention on. So do you want to share stuff? I mean, what you share out with others is an expression of who you are. So if you share information about conflict as well, I mean, there's a thin line, isn't there? You want to be informed, of course. Information is knowledge. So knowledge is power, or whatever, or whatever the phrase is. But also, is that what you want to create? So now there are some people that, if you rise above all of it, you can see all of it. And it's like looking down on the playground and just seeing, why are they behaving like that? Lack of love. Why are they affected by that? Lack of love. And if you love yourself completely and you look at life from the lens of, at the soul level lens, whereby everything is happening for the right reason at the right time for the right thing, and also everything is a reflection of what's going on, we have to take responsibility for our contribution to the collective. We have to. Okay, so what's happening in the collective is it's bringing up the conflict, bitterness, resentment within each and every one of us. Okay, so where in your life are you feeling conflict? It could be a simple and little thing like your diet. You're conflicted about what to eat, what not to eat. It could be an argument with a sibling. It could be an argument with an old friend, that you can't release the resentment. Where are you in conflict? Okay, where are you exerting your power over other people? Where are you trying to be manipulative? Where are you being, if you're being violent at all, but very often it's with ourselves. Where are you beating yourself up? When are you beating yourself up? Why are you beating yourself up? Listen to the words, to beat yourself up. That's violent. If you're beating yourself up on any level, then that is your contribution to the collective. And if you're pointing fingers and blaming and being resentful and bitter and angry and aggressive towards anybody or anything, then that is your contribution to the collective. What's happening in the world is our opportunity to see all of who we are coming up for observation. And some people, are rising above all of it. A lot of people are rising above the whole pantomime. And they're just looking at it. And that doesn't mean putting their head in the sand. No. That doesn't mean ignoring it. That doesn't mean negating it. That doesn't mean not caring. Very much the opposite. Very much the opposite. I'm getting quite passionate now. Because when you're at that level, looking down at the way things are, your heart, what do we start off saying? Your heart is open. You're opening your heart. When you open your heart like that, you feel a love. You're not so much triggered by individuals, and you're not so much, showing, expressing yourself through love through individuals. Obviously there are, but you know what I mean? But your heart opens, and you can put whole countries in your heart. You can put the whole world in your heart. You can put the universe in your heart. You are the whole universe in one human being. So when you love yourself 100%, you will have love for the whole universe 100%. The more you love you, the more of the world you will love. And the more of us that do that, the more loving world we create. Which brings me on to the Three of Wands. We haven't finished the cards yet. He has made a decision. This is the fruition that comes after making a decision. Twos are decisions, and wands are action in the physical world. How do we create the physical world? By making a decision to raise your frequency, expand your level of consciousness, and love yourself, and get rid of those lower frequency consciousnesses. He's going into his cave. This is the healing. This is like solitude. This is healing. This is withdrawing. The cups, okay, 8 of Cups. He's emotional withdrawal. That's what I was just saying. Withdraw yourself emotionally, okay? And then process those emotions. Don't express. You don't need to react and throw these negative emotions that are coming up within you. Right? You're reading or seeing something, and there's these low frequency emotions coming up. Agreed? Okay. Don't react on them and point fingers and start spouting out, because all you're doing then is reinforcing it. What we need to do is go into our cave, meditate, or do yoga, or walk in nature, jog, whatever it is that you do, paint a picture, whatever, play your musical instrument. You do that and you feel the emotion. Feel the resentment, acknowledge it, it's yours. Feel the bitterness, acknowledge it, it's yours. Feel it. That will process it. Right, I've got videos on this, so please have a good browse around my YouTube channel. So you're going to just feel into your emotions, understand it's yours. They will process out of you. Okay, and then you feel a peace, you feel that peace and love in your heart. So when you're looking at the world from this higher frequency, you can open your heart up and put everybody in it. And when we can do that and love the world, because it started with loving ourselves. And this card also has a message of collaboration with others, and that's why we're being reunited. Right, we're being reunited, unity. We're bringing humanity into unity. Okay, unity consciousness, Christ consciousness, peace, love. That's what we're doing. And we're working together, because the more of us that do it, the more peaceful world we will have. What's happening in the world at the moment is just letting us know that there is conflict within us, okay, that we need to focus on. We need to focus on it, process it, learn to love ourselves. And the more you love yourself, the more that frequency of love will be reflected back to you in the collective. That's how we raise the frequency of the collective. That's how we expand. That's how we raise the level of consciousness in the collective. We do it by raising our own. That's how it happens. And it's not spiritual bypassing, and it's not because you are feeling into those emotions, you are processing those emotions. Okay, so it's not all love and light. It is actually quite the opposite. It's about feeling into the emotions that feel uncomfortable, the ones that you didn't want to feel at the time, that you trapped them. Feel into them, observe them. It's like Eckhart Tolle says in his book, The Power of Now. Observe those emotions, relax your physical body, close your eyes, feel it. You might feel it in a different part of your body, but you came here to feel. We came here to have a feeling experience. So if you feel that emotion, it will process out of you. You might want to cry or whatever, but that's fine. Just process it out of you, and then more divine love can enter into your energy field. It's all about love. Love is the answer. I'm not sure whether I explained any of that very well or not, but that's what the cards are saying. Be kind to unkind people because they need it the most. And be kind to yourself. Love yourself. There you go. It's always the answer, isn't it? I love you all. Have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.